Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing good. So, I'm gonna be performing two pieces. One, well, both are a bit sad, but one is more sad. I'll start with the one that's more sad. It's titled "What It's Like Living with a Mental Illness." The second worst thing about having a mental illness after the terrorizing pain that your body endures on a daily is watching yourself change, unable to return to who you once were. If I were to tie what having a mental illness is to one word, I would put it in the back section of the supermarket where nobody really ever goes, labeled pain. Like a long term loan, be sure that mental illness will take away your joy and will of life every month when your salary comes in. The difference is you'll be debited every day until you're bankrupt. Having a mental illness is pain. 9 years ago, if I was asked what having a mental illness looks like, the picture looked much simpler and vivid, for it simply portrayed the woman on Monday mornings who threatened to throw rocks on cars early morning on the road beside the hangover males who strolled home after a long weekend. But that changed. I wish I had the audacity of Judah to deny that my mental illness was mine, but time and time again she refuses for us to part ways. I tried amitriptyline, Lexotan, Nozinan, you name it, to get her out of me. Trench benches, I even tried praying and writing, but this hoe is loyal as a bitch. She creeped on me like a fly on the right eye of a real Inyambo. As small as she looked, the pain she brought was one I fought for too long, with all efforts hurled into the trash can. Having a mental illness is pain. It's torture. It's having sleepless nights, turning from side to side as you recall the night you failed to abide to the rules you so harshly set for yourself. It's feeling like a bad person because your mind somehow finds a way to get rid of every good deed of yours. Having a mental illness is torture. Though not orchestrated by Kim Jong Un, it fully robs you of the ability to see reality for what it truly is. It's moving from doctor to doctor, giving you fake hope by changing your prescription and suggesting you do start swimming for it might help your back, just to go back over and over again. It's tiring, for it leaves you craving to just be normal. It's feeling the guilt and shame of a serial killer on the dirty floor of your bathroom just because as you had cereal you had a dirty thought you didn't quite want. But how am I supposed to allow to be loved or tell you my thoughts when they're scarier than a black man with tattoos on his neck, walking home behind the family from Arkansas in the middle of the night? It's hoping, praying to go back to the person you once were. It's wanting to meet in person but not being able to. It's breaking into puddle of sweats in your cold room only after an intrusive thought decided to ruin your morning. It's feeling pain in your jaws, watching your weight go down one by one daily. It's looking at baby pictures or your fifth birthday at 5 a.m., admiring the person who though shares your name must have hid so well inside this body that you belongs to you. After all, that same kid was too good at hide and seek, he even hid from himself. The next piece is called Falling in Love, in brackets, literally. There's a reason it's called falling in love. There's a reason people do not simply wake up and decide to walk in love. There's an aspect of falling in love that remains unintentional, leaving you completely delusional about another human being. Giving them so much power over your well-being, surrendering yourself selflessly into their hands, knowing a simple goodbye or I can't do this anymore will not just break your heart, it will wreck your entire being. It will haunt your mind with memories, leaving you nostalgic. It will change your eating habits. The simple acts of chewing and swallowing become harder than ever, like after the tragic passing of a loved one. It will rob your eyes of every last tear they had left. It will have your skin become pale from the sleepless nights and your stomach in constant turmoil from the fear of accepting what has already happened. So don't you dare tell me that falling out of love only breaks my heart. Picture a deep hole, camouflaged with grass on top, like the perfect trap. You walk cautiously towards it, knowing the closer you move, the higher the chances of you finding yourself down the hole. But for now, it's all right, since on the other side is your lover, as she also cautiously makes her way towards you. But somewhere in the middle of the both of you lies this deep, dark hole. The comfort of late night calls and holding hands tricks the both of you into confidently moving closer and closer to each other, because the closer you get, the warmer it feels, but the more you forget to survive in the cold as you always have. You slowly start to rely on the high levels of dopamine and serotonin she gives you as she creates scenarios of a future that you possibly might not even have together. Everything is going well and fine until you foolishly started running fast towards her and fell down the hole before she did. But that's not the worst part yet. While you're in the hole, she intelligently still moves towards you, but cautiously. So you still talk and laugh and hug and whatever. Now you know you're in the hole, and the only way you're surviving so far is by her being on top of you. Not literally, though. Sh- She's distracting you, so she becomes your light you look up to in the deep, dark hole, literally getting you through days with her small acts of love and compassion, until one day, the light that brightened your days started to dim as she moves further away from the hole, and you truly realize how dark and cold it is down there on your own. She's further, but she's not completely gone yet. You still call every Christmas and send each other memes only the two of you can relate to every now and then. But then one day she sent the last meme and you sent 13 of them and they remain unopened. The hole looks deeper and darker. You hold on to the hope that your light will come back and comfort you, but it never does. So you try to climb out of the hole, but every time you keep reminiscing and falling back down the hole until someone hears your cry for help and approaches the hole. It's not the same type of light and warmth, but you needed something to hold on to, so you hang on to it. She hands you a ladder, and you're finally out of the hole. You let out a sigh, and you promise yourself to never fall down the hole of love again. Thank you.